You guys see that? We've got a little, a friend, a guest. Hi guys, welcome back. Thanks again for watching. So excited to be filming once again. I'm always excited. It's been crazy around here. If you did not see my last video, I have been trying to sell my house. Oh, there's a tail. Selling my house, having a wedding, starting a new job, all happening within a matter of 2 weeks. So it's been crazy. But I think we're over the hard part, so I have some extra time this afternoon, and I really wanted to film my Sephora VIB recommendation sale. No, I'm not filming a sale, I'm filming a video. Also, again, I have natural light coming in from this window. It's okay though, because I'm not applying anything to my face, but if you're wondering why one side of my face is brighter, well, obviously that's why. So I asked you guys over on Instagram, if you're not following me, follow me now, please, please, please. I feel like it's a very informal, casual place, and I actually get a chance to talk to you guys, so it's a fun place to be. And I do daily kind of SPF applications, all those things. So just go ahead and follow me. But over on Instagram, I asked if you guys wanted to see one big video for the Sephora sale or 2 separate videos. I think it was kind of split, but I think it makes more sense to do 2 videos where I do one. Why is there a hair? Oh, it's sticking to me. Where I do 2 videos, one of recommendations of products that I love or products that I really do not like, and then one of my wish list. I think that's the most useful because then I can really talk from experience. So with that said, I am going to be recommending products that I have sitting right in front of me that I love and I have used many, 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 many times. So these are tried and true. For the wish list, you know, like it's my wish list. Some of them I have tried and I just need them to like re-up. But a lot of them I've not tried, so I can't recommend them. So I thought that would be kind of more useful, but let me know. Okay, let's get into it. I have quite a few things. I apparently forgot all of my sunscreens, so let me go get those and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm back with sunscreens. So I tried to do a little bit of all of the different kinds, but I have 4 favorites, as you can see. And I will start with the first one, which is a chemical sunscreen. This is a Paula Choice Clear. This is great for more oily skin types. Also, if you have acne prone skin, very good. Very simple, very easy. It's just kind of one of those ones you don't have to think about. So I love that. This is also chemical. So the other 3 are actually all mineral. I don't know why I'm using my hands today, but I am. And I'll kind of go in order of kind of non-tinted to more tinted. So the first one I have is the Dr. Brandt Liquid Sun Shield. I've talked about this a few times. I have a video on it. It's expensive. It's the most expensive one that I own, but it's kind of good. It's kind of great actually. And if you have a lighter skin tone, you'll probably have no cast. I had a little bit of a cast, but it wasn't terrible. It's just really easy to put on because it is liquid and not like heavy, not chalky, anything like that. So, you know, this is the time to kind of splurge if you've been eyeing it at all. The next one I really like as well is the Murad. This was from the same video, the high-end drugstores. I will link that above. This one has a little bit more of a tint to it. It's kind of like, let me show you. A little bit more of a tint. So this one comes out, it's like yellowish pinkish, but it's still also quite fluid. And as you can see, I mean, that's just a little, so it's very hard to tell with a cast, but it rubs in pretty quickly and easily. And I do really enjoy this one as well. Going up in levels of tints, we have the Say Sun Visor. This is again, very, very liquidy, very just easy to blend in. Now, when it comes out, it's a little bit harder, like you can see, but the second you touch it, it kind of just has this almost like gel-like consistency and it rubs in so quickly. It's very moisturizing. It's gonna be good for the winter time for people with a little bit more oily skin, but it does have quite a bit of a tint. So sometimes I think on lighter skin tones, it might be a little heavy. Those are the 4 sunscreens that I recommend. Of course, there are a million other sunscreens at Sephora, but for the sake of what I have and what I can speak to, what I love, those are ones that I would say if you have your 10%, 15%, 20%, go ahead and splurge on one of those and hopefully you won't be disappointed. I don't have a lot of skincare in this video, and a lot of that is because I get my skincare from various places and I actually kind of like a variety of like high-end and low-end. But a lot of the skincare that you're going to see is going to be on my wish list video. So That's why I only have one. And that one is the In Beauty Project Slushy Serum Moisturizer. This is empty. I used it all. I freaking loved it, especially in the summer. It is kind of, like it says, a serum and a moisturizer. It just makes my face feel, it just kind of leaves you with a nice, light application of moisturizer and serum. It can be layered under makeup. It can be worn alone. It's just a joy to put on. So I definitely want to repurchase it, and I'm probably going to be getting it in the sale. Okay, so I think let's go in order of kind of like base to other makeup products. I only have 2 base products right now, and that's because I don't have a lot of base products anymore. I kind of whittled down my base products, and the majority of what I use is, if I can get it out of my bag, the MAC Face and Body, or the new one, but of course MAC is not sold at Sephora, so I can't really add that. But the other 2 that I do really love that are sold at Sephora are the following. This one, Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Of course, it's a true gem. I mean, if you haven't tried it, there's a mini size. I recommend you doing that. It's really, really wonderful. You can get it in different shades. I have the shade 4, which is pretty, like, it's my summer shade. And I wish I had gotten it maybe in the shade 3, but you know, that's neither here nor there. I like to wear this alone. I kind of use it as almost like a concealer, and I put it all over. Not like all over, but I do wear it pretty much on its own. Or if I'm going for a heavier makeup day, I can wear it under something like this. This is the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. It's like on the side. And I have it in this shade 3C1 Fawn. I wore this on my first wedding day. I had 2, you know, COVID things. But I wore this on the first one, and it's a classic. And I know they have an oil-free one. I'm not sure why. I don't think that's necessary if you already own one. But it just has the perfect amount of coverage. You can use your fingers, you can use a brush, you can use a sponge, and you can layer it and you can get more coverage, less coverage. Combine it with this. It's just, if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend trying it. I think they have smaller sizes as well. And for somebody like me who doesn't like a ton of makeup, it's kind of perfect. Okay, I have 2 concealers. These are my holy grails. I try and try and try to find one that's gonna beat the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I've yet to find one. I wore this on my wedding day as kind of like almost foundation. I put this on and then I put a little bit of MAC Face and Body. But honestly, if they just came out with this in a bigger size, I would buy it in a heartbeat. I love it. I have the shade Macadamia, and then Custard is my winter shade. This is the Makeup Forever HD Self-Setting Concealer. I don't know why that was so hard to say. I have it in the shade 32. And one of the things that I love about both of these, and I was talking with one of my friends over on Instagram, and it's that they have so many shades, it's almost impossible to not find your proper shade. I do recommend that you go into Sephora and get tested and like shade matched, because they have so many shades. Sometimes you're like, which one of the 6 light medium shades am I? It's all a matter of undertones. It's kind of a matter of your skin tone depending on like the time of the year. But I went in, got shade matched. It's a beautiful shade for me. Same with this, even though they don't look the same. This one's maybe a little bit more neutral. This one is kind of more my summer shade, but I can get away with using them pretty much year round. So love them both. They do not need to be set with powder, like unlike others. They do both. I would say this one, the NARS one, actually does set on its own. It doesn't say it's self-setting, but I find that it does pretty well, unless you have very oily skin. And they're just gonna always be in my makeup collection probably. Speaking of powders, I have 2. So I have the Charlotte Tilbury, what is this, Airbrushed Flawless Finish. I have hit pan. I've never hit pan, I don't think, on anything before. I love this powder. You can go a little heavy with it, but if you use a light kind of fluffier brush, it just gives you an airbrushed finish, and I don't know how else to say it. Everyone raves about it, and it's for good reason. It doesn't look cakey unless you put too much on. It does have a bit of coverage because it does have 4 different shades. I have the shade 2. So if you are kind of wanting a translucent powder, this is not the one for you. But if you do want just a little bit of coverage, I like to put concealer on my eyelids and then cover it with this, and it's perfect. That's all I need. But if you do want one that is translucent, the one that I have found that is wonderful is this Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. So this one is a loose powder, as you can see, whereas the Charlotte Tilbury is obviously a pressed powder, and I love them both. This one is great if you really just need to set without any additional coverage. It has never made my face feel cakey. I bought the small size, and I will be repurchasing the larger one when I run out, but they're both expensive, but for good reason. Okay, speaking of kind of concealers and eyes, I don't know why I use concealers and eyes. Maybe I just said, I put concealer in my eye. But speaking of, I have the NARS, what is it, Tinted Smudge Proof eyeshadow base. This stuff is great. I love the fact that it comes in a variety of shades. I have the shade medium. I wear this alone because my eyelids are very red and like very veiny. So on no makeup days, I put this on. I don't really need to powder it, but I can put a little of either of those powders on. And it's just like covers whatever redness I have. It's also a great base under eyeshadow, of course. It's worth its money, and I've tried a lot of other eyeshadow bases, and I think that this one is pretty much my favorite. Okay, now, since we talked about eyes, I guess I'll go for the eyeshadow. I only have one. I don't wear a ton of eyeshadow. I do have some palettes, but I really kind of do like a bronzer or a blush on my eyes, or if I'm doing something else, I will do something like this where it's like a liquid or a cream shadow. The other ones that I do use are not at Sephora, so that's why I'm not mentioning them. But this one I have been raving about. I wore this on my wedding day. Again, if I wore it on my wedding day, you know I love it, basically. This is the 10-second eyeshadow in the shade Globe. I looked on the Sephora website. I think they only have 2 shades in this right now, which is a little interesting, but that's okay because Globe and the other one seem to be the most wearable, whereas they have like a purple and a blue on the Kosas website. And this stuff is incredible, but there's a trick. You do have to set something underneath it, be it a primer or be it concealer. I found if you just go in straight off with this and nothing else underneath it, it will be gone by the end of the day. But if you put the NARS base and then this, you're good to go and it'll last all day. But if you wear it alone, it's gonna be gone by the time you get up out of your chair. Just trust me when I tell you, it's like kind of a rose gold pewter bronze. It's like this color that you just don't see very many places. I find it to be very wearable. You can sheer it out, you can kind of blend it out, or you can pack it on and get a little bit more of the glitter sparkle. But either way, I think it's really, truly stunning. Okay, I don't have a bronzer that I use from Sephora. The only ones that I use are the Benefit Hoola one. I guess the Benefit Hoola one is from Sephora. But I think most people kind of have a bronzer that they love, and a lot of people, it is that Benefit Hoola one. So I will post a picture here if that's one that you're looking for. The only other one I use is VIB, which is the Jamie Genevieve one. Of course, these are not sold at Sephora, so that's why I'm not mentioning it. But let's get into blush. My 2 very favorites are the Rare Beauty, what are these called? Melting Blush and Nearly Apricot. I also have like a more wintry shade, and then the Bare Minerals bronzer in Kiss of Rose. Why can't I open this? Okay, so we have a powder and we have a cream, and they're both really beautiful. This one is more like the name suggests, a bronzer and a blush all in one. This light is changing on me. I'm so sorry, but you know, you don't have to look at my face, just listen to my words. This, you can go heavy-handed. So I would highly recommend using something like this, a duo fiber, and then you can go in just a little bit. It won't pick up as much as some other brushes. And then you can apply it with that. So I don't know, I don't really need more, but I'm putting more on. Oh. But do you see? Just like a little bit goes a very, very long way. And since the name, like the name suggests, it's a bronzer and a blush, it really does give you kind of that just got back from holiday look. I have raved about this one before. I know not a lot of people love it, or I don't know if they don't love it, but not everyone likes it. I find that this is just one of the easiest things to apply. It has this little indent, so I prefer to use my finger. I just take it on my finger and then dab it on. I wouldn't say that this one is the most long lasting, especially the Rare Beauty ones, but I prefer it to the liquid one. The liquid one, which I have right here, this one, it's just intense. Like, you gotta be ready and you gotta be going and you gotta blend it out, or you're gonna have just like on your face. So that's why I preferred this. But on days where you need your makeup to last, this one for sure. Okay, two more products, or two more like areas. I have mascara. And now this one was a little bit tricky because I don't love, well, first of all, I love tubing mascaras. It's pretty much all I use. I have a bag right there, yes, of tubing mascaras that I am reviewing for the most massive tubing mascara video that's gonna come when I sell my house, hopefully. But in the meantime, these two are ones that you can get at Sephora. The others that maybe are tubing that you can buy at Sephora, I don't love, so that's why I'm not talking about them. This is the Hourglass Unlocked one. This one, it kind of is like the Thrive Cosmetics one. It's not exactly the same, and if I had to choose one over the other, I would choose the Thrive. Mine is like a little wonky. Sometimes I will pull it out, and the little like things that grip onto the brush to take more of the mascara off is like missing. And then obviously like that time it worked fine. But it's got a brush that's pretty similar to the Thrive one. I feel like the formula is kind of the same. If you don't have the longest lashes, this one doesn't help as much as the Thrive, but it's a little less heavy. The Thrive one can be very heavy on people's lashes. So this is a good alternative if you don't like that super heavy feel. Now this one, this is the Blink Ultra Volume. This is their newest one. I have a full video on it. This is intense. Like, you want like not clumpy, that sounds bad. That's never a good descriptor. But if you want like very intense, voluminous lashes, this is it. If you want more defined lashes, this one. Both are great. Both are tubing, both come off like a tubing mascara, and I kind of use them interchangeably and depending on my mood or the makeup that day. This one can be a little weird. Like, I feel like it doesn't last as long as a lot of other mascaras. I actually prefer the plasticky wand. This one has more of a normal like bristle wand. I prefer the plasticky, but this one will give you volume for days. And I have two lip ones. One I have, well, I had it with me and then I put it downstairs. I keep moving it around because I use it so much, but they are the Merit Beauty glosses. I feel like they have become like a bigger deal lately, but I have two shades. I have the orangey one, Cara Cara, and then I have the like brownish neutral, Au Naturel. I love them both. They are just delicious. They are very moisturizing, very rich in color. They don't last on your lips like the color, you know, it's a lip oil, it just comes off. But I highly recommend, this is the time to get it if you're gonna get one. And then I have the Kosas lip oil. So this is, what lip oil? And these are the new colors. It came in a little 3-pack. So this is the mini. This one is called Unhooked. And then the others are like Unlocked and whatever. And they're all kind of variations on this neutral brown shade. It's not brown to the point where you're like, oh, it doesn't work with me. I feel like it works on everyone. Cause look, it's like, it's just my lips, but better. And it smells like birthday cake, I think. This one I just reach for literally non-stop, and I feel like you can layer it over other colors, kind of like tone down something if it's too bright. I would definitely get all 3 of them in the larger size, and once they run out, because they will, because I use them all the time, I will be repurchasing. So I think that's it. Now, I feel like these are boring choices because I use them so much all the time that like they're not fun or new or anything, and you've heard so many things about probably all of them. At the same time, I think they are kind of holy grails for a lot of people for a very good reason, and I vouch for every single one of them. I think they can be used to create a very minimal look, which is kind of what I go for most days, or you can build them all up and get like full beat. So it really depends on what you want, but I love them all. Love them all. Okay. So that was fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope that some of these are something that maybe you've been eyeing and just kind of like questioning, but I will let you go now. I don't know why that sounds weird. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.